Pastor Peggy from Slave Lake Wesleyan Church.
And I'm Pastor Diane from Norfolk Wesleyan Church. Welcome to Warm-Hearted Wednesday.
Warm-Hearted Wednesday, Warm-Hearted Wednesday. Don't you just love Warm-Hearted Wednesday?
Yay!
Yay! Love Warm-Hearted. I love every day though. I love Warm-Hearted Wednesday though.
I like Warm-Hearted Wednesday because we really get to concentrate on that aspect of loving others and sharing God's love through simple acts of kindness. But before we get to that, yesterday we had Trivia Tuesday and we left you with a couple of trivia questions. The first question was, who was the guest star in the episode, The City on the Edge of Forever? And Peggy?
It was, drumroll, Joan Collins. Yay! Yay!
Joan was best known for her role in, what was it called? Dynasty, as Alexis Carrington. So yes, she played on that. And our second trivia question at the end of near the end of the episode was, who was the voice of the computer, and what role, if any, did this actress play in the series?
You know, I mean, it's really hard to remember this girl's name. For whatever reason, I have a really hard time remembering her personal name. I know you know it, but it's Gene Roddenberry's wife, who actually starred in several series. The original series, she was the nurse, who I still can't remember the name of.
She was Nurse Christine Chappell.
Christine Chappell, that's right. And she was also, I do remember this, Luxana Troy.
Yes.
And
so Deanna Troy's mother.
Deanna Troy in The Next Generation. She was, you know, as soon as you seen her in an episode, you knew it was going to be a good episode. She was like the teenage mother with a daughter. She was the one that, you know, Deanna was always trying to rein her in.
Just didn't work.
No, I love that. Maybe because I'm a mom, or, you know, maybe I'm like her. I don't know.
We'll have to ask Lori sometime.
We'll have to.
Yes, the actress's name was Majel Barrett.
Majel Barrett. Why can't I remember those two names?
I'm not sure.
I'll have to write them down.
Okay. So that was a fun episode yesterday. I really enjoyed it, and looking forward to today when we can talk about warm-hearted stories.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking, you know, a lot of what we've talked about so far on Wednesdays has been very localized, either with Slave Lake or Norfolk area. But there's things that are happening further afield as well. So wanted to share a few of those with you. First of all, I have a friend in Ottawa, Ontario. She goes for a walk, and there's this one house on her walking route that in the front window there's a little whiteboard, and each day it has a new daily dad joke. And just to give you a little taste, yesterday's dad joke was something, what was it? How many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh?
I have no idea.
10 tickles.
Oh, that's funny.
That's a dad joke.
That's a dad joke. I was thinking, what, 8? Maybe 8, but tentacles was good.
Right? Okay, I'm going to put a few more here in the thing as we go along, but I was thinking, how great is it that this person has decided to brighten the day of his neighbors. You know, he knows people are out walking, trying to get some fresh air, a little bit of exercise, and he just wants to lift their spirits, but probably had no idea what far-reaching effects it would have that, you know, other countries. And my friend has a lot of different contacts on Facebook. So there's lots and lots of people that see it. And I've seen different people say, oh, I so look forward to you posting this picture each day. So, you know, sometimes it's just those little things that make all the difference in the world.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, you really don't know how far your reach can go, and something that you may do may have a ripple effect and may prompt somebody else to do something somewhere else. And I've been seeing all kinds of different things, especially with social media the way it is.
Oh, yeah.
You know, things can multiply. I know one of the stories that I've heard is that local people, you know, we've talked about masks and things like that, but one of the things that I've seen is that local people are making garment bags for healthcare workers. And what they do is it's just a little bag that they've sewn together so that the healthcare workers, when they are at the end of their shift, can take off their scrubs and everything, put on fresh clothes so that they can go outside, so that any contamination or anything like that is done, and they can just bring it home and drop the whole thing in the washer. So, or wherever it is that they have to wash their clothes, right?
Yeah.
I've seen it catching on in different communities, and people who have the gifts and the abilities to be able to sew are doing that.
Yeah. What a great way to help out. In the Chicago, Illinois area, there's a 12-year-old who heard about the need for the face shields in the medical community. His neighbor, who he dog sits for her when she goes away, she's a nurse, and she put a post out on Facebook, hey, if you have a 3D printer, would you consider making face shields? And this 12-year-old started doing that. And it's incredible. I wrote down some of the stuff. He's been doing this for 3 or 4 weeks now. And the part that he makes is the part that goes around the head, and then the clear plastic is put on top of that. And when he first started, each piece took about 3 hours to make. And they said, well, he and his father, you know, there must be an easier way. So they tweaked some things, and they've got that down to an hour per piece.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's been making them. He's given them, of course, to the hospital that his neighbor works at, which is Mount Sinai Hospital. He's also sent them to, I wrote it down, Nashville, Tennessee, Dearborn, Michigan, and San Marcos, California.
Wow.
And most notably, his grandmother is in a nursing home, and he sent some there.
Wow.
But, you know, when I first heard the story, I'm thinking, what 12-year-old has a 3D printer? Oh my goodness, really? but I did my little internet search, and there was one on sale, and I don't know how good this one is, so, you know, it might be the same, it might be less than what he has, but anyway, it's less than $200 for a 3D printer. It's like, wow, maybe I could afford that.
I know, like, 3D printers are so, like, I'm like, what would you use one for? But I mean, there's been stories about that up here too, and I found it interesting. There was a girl in Ontario, pastor of a church, and she was looking for, remember those old transparencies from, you know, the projectors that you used to have. I don't even know what they're called, but
Overhead
you
projector.
put it on the overhead projectors. That's what they're called. You put the transparency on it and would reflect it onto the wall. And you know how we used to do songs years ago in church with those overhead thingies. They were asking if anyone had any of those old transparencies, if they can have it, because they would put them onto the 3D printing mask.
Wow.
And she actually posted a picture and said, "This is what we're using them for." And I'll see if I can find that. I'm not sure if I remember exactly where it was, but if I find it, I'll post it in the links below of her with her mask on.
And what words were on that mask?
I'm not sure.
Now, here's a question for you out there that are watching. If you had to have a mask that had words for a praise song on it, what praise song would you want for your face mask? Or face shield, I think they're called.
I think they had it all wiped off, but that'd be good, right?
Yeah.
Some old hymn probably. Well, I mean, I love the hymns, but some of them are older, but they're still good.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I've been also thinking about the situation we're in. You know, we're all in lockdown and not supposed to leave, and just wanted to send a kudos out to my home province of New Brunswick. They have been doing a good job with the stay at home. And no new cases of COVID in more than 7 days, and starting to lift some of the restrictions. And they're doing it nice and slow, and I think that's just great. Look forward to seeing how that plays out, you know, when the people are on board and they are following the guidelines. What's the progression, and how's it going to look when they start to ease the restrictions for us here in northern New York? So
yeah, it's I have seen that they're allowed like a 2-house bubble.
Yeah.
And I've seen all kinds of notes being circulated, like there was in school when you were in school. Maybe not nowadays, but you get a little note. Would you like to be in my bubble? Yes, no, maybe. Yeah, cute.
Yeah.
But,
for those who haven't heard about the bubble, you choose one household outside of your own household that you will be able to visit back and forth, and it's a monogamous relationship here, mutually exclusive. So if Peggy and I were to do the, you know, we're going to be a bubble, then I couldn't visit anybody else other than in her household, and she couldn't visit anyone else other than in my household.
Yeah.
So
I even seen on the Sussex radio station, "Who's in your bubble?"
Well, there's another great question. If you had to choose who's going to be in my bubble, one household that you can visit back and forth with, who would it be?
I'd have to pick someone with who's a good cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have a hard time choosing one.
Yeah, me too.
So I think I would probably say nobody, because I wouldn't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
I know, it would be awful. Like, you know, you could feel so left out in this, or you could feel so, you know, like, who do you choose? Like,
you know, those schoolyard picks. It's like that all over again.
Have a warm-hearted moment, invite your pastor to be in your bubble. But, you know, it would be family. Like if you were in a place where you had family that are there, obviously if you have grandkids or children or whatever that you haven't seen for a long while, but, you know, it would be Sunday dinner.
But is that family member going to say, yeah, no, I don't want to see you. I want to see somebody else more?
What if you have 2 children?
You are always my favorite.
That would be so hard. One person.
Oh.
Anyway. Well, those are some great stories, and maybe you have a great story that you've heard of that, you can post it down in our comments. We would love to hear them, because it's all about us. I said the other day, like we're trying to be creative in how to be able to come together apart, and you have ideas. There's no idea that we're throwing out right now that's original with any of us. It's something that we've seen or that we've heard about, or how do you make it work? How can you do this safely? Yard work is coming up. We're trying to have a yard cleanup bee, and it's like we'll put garbage bags out for you to put the leaves in, but we all can't come and do it together.
Sign up for your time slot.
Sign up for your time slot. You have to come and do it alone. But it's a challenge, but people are so creative, and I love the human spirit and how we can all think outside the box and take things and modify them for our contexts.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's been great, as you said, hearing these stories and talking about bubbles and whatnot. But it's time for us to say goodbye. We will see you tomorrow for Tadpole Thursday, my favorite day.
So from Slave Lake Wesleyan Church, I'm Pastor Peggy.
And from Norfolk Wesleyan, I'm Pastor Diane. See you tomorrow. Be safe.
Be healthy. And be
the church.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.